The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised. Good morning. What is going on? Oh, this one here. Late, man.
Good rising, everybody. Good rising.
Late. I'm gonna blame you out. You is late, sis.
And it's the rain. I know the rain. What's up, rain?
But you look good, bro. What's going on? Good morning, team.
Oh, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining. It is Pyro Power Hour, and happy Veterans Day to all of my military brothers and sisters, and all those non-binary and all those in between. We want to shout out all of the military that is serving, that have served, and sacrificed some time in their life for this country. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to my brothers and sisters and all those in between in the armed services. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Kyrie, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I am good. I'm good.
Wait, did you have some trade over? Is that why you're a little late, girl?
Now, I was cocktailing, but then reacting to this rain either makes me sleepy or horny. And today, I just couldn't get up. Oh, God.
All right, now. Y'all heard that? Y'all trade that's looking for Kyrie. You make sure you get him on the rainy days. You know what I'm saying? You're froze, girl. What's going on with your page? All right, you go ahead and fix that. I'm gonna let you go ahead and fix that and come back on in when you fix that. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining Pyro Power Hour. Kyrie is going ahead and fixing his whatever's going on with his Boost Mobile, and then we're going to continue on with the show. But while we're waiting for Kyrie to come back, don't forget to check out our sponsors. First and foremost, coming right up, Bullet and Flight Radio, the #1 progressive Christian radio station in the world. And you know what today is? It is Dance Fridays, and it's one of my favorite days of the week on Bullet and Flight Radio. So definitely go over to www.bulletandflightradio.com and you can listen in while you're jamming and closing out the week. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bullet and Flight Radio. Also, don't forget to check out the people that put this all together. Pyro Media Productions. If you need any type of media solutions, any type of video production, audio production, photos, and all that good stuff, go over websites, social media management, go over to Pyro Media Productions and by going to www.pyromediaproductions.com and get a free consultation today. All right, we're still waiting on Kyrie. I don't know what's going on with him. Hopefully he'll come back on soon. But let me go ahead and message him and find out what's going on. Where you at, girl? Oh, there he is. All right. I don't know what was going on with you, girl, but you need to fix that.
It said it was a mess up. It may be on our end or something.
No, it's on your end. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. But the message that I got when it went out.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, it's that Boost Mobile child.
I did not have Boost Mobile.
Oh, you don't have boots, but do you have cricket? Is that what it is?
Oh, the shade.
Are you hippity hopping? Are you is that what's going on? What's going on?
No. And I don't have cricket. I don't have jitterbug.
Not jitterbug, child. Lord, Father, God help us. All right, so let's get on into what's going on, y'all. We talked about our sponsors, but we got to get into what's going on because there's a lot going on this week. So shout out to Kyrie for finding out all this information. Yes. Let's get on into it. Do you guys like all the graphics? This new fall graphics? Yes. It's all about the graphics. Yeah, thank you, Pyro Media Productions, for getting this all together. Like we said earlier, we want to go ahead and thank all of our veterans out there. Shout out to myself, and prior service military, who are Army, yes. But shout out to all of our brothers and sisters over in the military, prior service, all of our veterans today. We got some veterans on the network as well. Titan Capri. We got Dr. Dante Morrison, shout out. And I think am I missing anybody? I don't think that there's anybody. If I am so sorry. Okay, but those are the only two that I know. That's prior service that I could think of that's currently on the network. But yes, shout out to all y'all. All right, let's get on into this, child. I don't know. Ooh, Lord.
Yeah. But this,
I don't even know what to say. Go ahead, Kyrie.
Orlando Brown has going off into rants and stuff. So he had went on this rant on this interview saying that he had gotten Raven-Symoné pregnant. So Raven-Symoné, when asked about it, she refused to talk about him. She is so polished. She's been trained well, which is something nowadays.
Since a child.
Yeah, these celebrities now, there's no media training, there's no artist development. So they would have just went into the story. I ain't never done it.
They're just going out there winging it, child.
But she just said, she doesn't wish to discuss him or his antics. Mm-hmm. She's not talking about it. But he says he took her virginity and got her pregnant. So he's having, I guess he having everybody, he had Bow Wow and he done had Raven.
So, according to reports, Orlando Bloom doesn't exist to Raven-Symoné, refused to entertain actor claiming he impregnated her. Orlando Bloom has recently made a number of allegations regarding famous people, including Jay-Z, Will Smith, and Bow Wow. Many have dismissed his claims as empty rhetoric because it seems he frequently has alcohol in the system. That was shade. Regarding their working connection throughout the years, doubts have been made about his remarks on his former co-star Raven-Symoné. Despite Brown's repeated claims that they were romantically involved, the actress never seems to acknowledge him, and nothing seems to have changed during one of her more recent interviews.
And it makes him look makes him look like he's bitter because he was mad when they did her new show, Raven's Home. Mm-hmm, he really wanted to be a part of that, and she was like, no, she would not work with him.
I don't know what his problem is, but he needs to fix it. Personally,
I think it's mental health issues. I think he has mental illness.
But here's the thing. Like, I've been seeing that a lot. Like, everybody saying that, that everybody got mental health issues. Everybody going through this, going through that, or whatever. And that's all fine and dandy. But everything can't be attributed to mental health. Maybe he's just an a-hole.
It could be a combination. But I just watching him, something's not right.
I don't know. He just okay. Let's move on, child. I'm gonna do what Raven does, and we're just gonna not acknowledge her ass. Orlando. Okay. Next up, young MA pregnant. Oh my God, what's going on here? Baby. Reports are showing Katora Casanova Marrero, forgive me, I'm mispronouncing her name, widely famous by her stage name Young M.A., I didn't even know that was her name, is an American rapper familiar for her hit record Ooh, or Ooey, is it Ooey? Celebrated for her masculine presenting persona in a sea of overly explicit ladies, it has been something that has ultimately backfired on MA, as she is frequently at the receiving end of jokes targeted at her gender and gender expression. The recent meme is one that people trust that young MA, perhaps pregnant and expecting her first baby. Young MA boasts over 2 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Thoughts?
Well, because she's come out in the past. She said she doesn't like labels, and she said she's never been with a man. She does not desire men, but she's not a lesbian. She said
What?
that. I mean, I watched her say that. Yeah,
She's never been with a man,
it has no desire to be with a man.
has no desire to be with a man, but she's not a lesbian.
Mm-hmm. It's a riddle. But yeah, I mean,
Okay.
that's how she sees herself as just young and May.
Okay, whatever tickles your pickle, girl.
But she does love women because, as we saw, or at least I remember seeing it, when she got to meet Halle Berry, that's always been her crush. She was blushing and gushing, and Halle was all over. Halle, she's so cute, and just kissing her on the cheek and everything. Young and May was in heaven. It would be the same thing as if I met Odell Beckham and it happened. I would do the same thing. Well, I did meet Odell Beckham, but that didn't happen.
It could have.
I wish it would have.
Allegedly. Anywho. Are we done with her? Because I don't really have that much to say about this.
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck, girl. All right. This one really shocks me. Jennifer Lopez responds to criticism. Jennifer Lopez responds to criticism over taking Ben Affleck's last name. We're husband and wife. I don't think that's a problem. In a recent interview, Jennifer Lopez opened up about ignoring the negative rumors about her taking her husband Ben Affleck's last name. The 53-year-old, all right, you better go ahead with your 53-year-old self, shared, quote, "What? Really? People are still going to call me Jennifer Lopez, but my legal name will be Mrs. Affleck because we're joined together. We're husband and wife. I'm proud of that. I don't think that's a problem," end quote. The singer shared that she doesn't want her 50-year-old husband to adopt her last name. The singer shared that she doesn't want her 50-year-old husband to adopt her last name instead. Amid laughing, she shared, quote, "No, it's not traditional. It doesn't have any romance to it. It feels like it's a power move. You know what I mean? I'm very much in control of my own life and destiny and feel empowered as a woman and as a person," end quote. As previously reported, J-Lo and Ben Affleck tied the knot back in July in Las Vegas. The couple have went through a long journey after they got engaged in 2002. Then later on Split in 2004. They rekindled their relationship 17 years later. Okay.
Well, I think who I think is giving her the problem are the feminists. The modern feminists. They have a problem with taking a man like that. You shouldn't have to take his name.
I don't see that as a big deal.
I don't either, but I'm not a feminist.
I don't even know why this is even news. Why? Because I feel like people.
The mama has been catching hell about this, and like I said, it's from the feminists.
That she took her husband's last name.
Yes, because she's Jennifer Lopez. She's the name. He should take hers. That's why.
But Ben Affleck is the name too. He's Batman in DC, for goodness sakes.
That's true, he is. But his name is not. Now, I mean, just being realistic, his name is not as big as Jennifer Lopez.
Sure, Jan. Sure. I don't understand. I don't get it. Okay.
I mean, it's not, and I'm not saying that I agree with them at all.
Yeah.
But they're giving her flack because he should take her last name because she's the bigger name, which is stupid. Okay. But like I said, these modern feminists now, everything.
Okay. All right, moving on. Good luck with that, J-Lo. Ben Fleck, whatever you guys want to call them. Brittany
Right.
Griner transferred to Russian labor camp. Okay, so it looks like it's being reported that there have been concerning updates involving Brittany Griner's detainment in Russia. According to sources, Brittany Griner has been transferred to a Russian forced labor camp. Authorities made this change 9 months after the WNBA star was arrested by Russian authorities on drug smuggling charges. Now, I don't know what to say about this. Personally, I feel like we just need to kind of continuously pray for her because she is definitely being used politically. This is definitely, in my opinion, an egregious attack on this queen. And I'm just over it. And the fact that we're not pushing it as much as the government should, and we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know what kind of conversations that the Russian government and the U.S. government are having. But this is a mess. This is a mess for sure.
But yeah, I mean, Mood. So yes, so she's not just sitting; she is doing hard labor.
Yeah,
They believe in manual labor.
Yeah,
for the prisoners. Yeah.
We just need to continue to pray for her because this is
she's not being
treated and her wife. Continue to pray for her wife as well.
I for her.
Yeah.
9 years. Wow.
Good Lord.
Are you gonna wait, ma'am? Are you waiting for Brittany? That's a question. If your mate was locked up, could you wait?
Yeah, especially if they didn't do anything wrong. I could wait.
Okay.
Good Lord. I mean, I'm gonna have to. That's my partner. It's and they're married.
I like to ask you because some people be like, no.
Well, but that's how you know that they ain't the right ones. But if that's your wife, that's Brittany Griner's. They're married. They're not like
This that I do.
Yes. They're not like dating or boyfriend and girlfriend and girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like they're right. Dating. They're married. That's a completely different commitment. So yeah, I would wait. I mean, I
felt for her wife. I saw her do an interview with Gayle King. I felt for her.
I saw her interview on The View.
Okay, I missed that one.
Yeah. So I know she's conflicted because I feel like she wants to say certain things, but she can't because the government. You know what I'm saying? So, but she's yet holding on. So we're going to continue to keep her uplifted and in prayer for sure. All right, moving on. We're going to talk about SNL staff writers boycotts. So several SNL Saturday Night Live staff writers are said to be boycotting over the decision to tap Dave Chappelle to host the show this weekend. Some of the writers are allegedly not working on the episode, according to Page 6. They're not, quote, they're not going to do the show, end quote, an insider told the outlet. Quote, but none of the actors are boycotting, end quote. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's ridiculous, personally. I'm still waiting to hear, like me and Thais had some words about it yesterday on his show, because I'm still waiting to hear what did he say exactly that was offensive, and why are people mad? Because I think, and I said on Thais yesterday, I think some people only saw the highlights. I watched that special 3 times. I'm not trans, and I'm not telling nobody not to feel offended. I'm just trying to see what exactly did he say that was offensive.
So here's my thing. My thing, I'm kind of over Dave Chappelle. I think that they're like, I think his issue is when we talk about the LGBTQI community, he seems to be talking about the white LGBTQI community. But the problem with that, when we have these type of conversations, there is a lack of acknowledgement of Black LGBTQIA. And so when you say something that offends a particular community and you don't care, whether you are targeting them or not, and they get indirectly hurt, the fact of the matter is you could just apologize and move on. But you are standing 10 toes down on the fact that you've offended people and you're constantly pushing on it and you don't care. And that to me is a problem. And then when community leaders talk to him or reach out to him about it, it's like, well, I wasn't talking about you per se. But then that's also offensive because you're not even acknowledging Black LGBTQIA people. You know what I'm saying?
But the main point of that bit on the closer, whatever it's called, he was talking about white privilege. and how and everything he said, like I told people, everything he said was factual. I have dealt LGBTQ. I have dealt with racism when I lived in Chicago, doing business with them. Absolutely. That's why I tell people you are who you are first, then you're gay. Because they are racist. He was on point with what he said. That's I'm like, well, I don't yeah.
Well, I don't I wouldn't say he was on point. I know he was touching on some topics, but here's my thing, and this is how I feel about like people like Doctor with No Degree, Umar. This is how I feel about people like him and also like Dave Chappelle and all these different things, whatever.
That's what I disagree. I don't think they're the same. Now, Dr. Umar does not like LGBTQ people at all.
But my thing is that you have people who will sit there and say, "Oh, well, he's speaking the truth from this point," but then we don't need to worry about like it's very Trump supported to me, and here's why I have an issue with it. If you say something that offends somebody, regardless if you think that the other points or not, because we're not saying that because it's very different, and this was my conflict with Kanye in the beginning, not now, because now I'm just like whatever. But this was my issue with Kanye. In the beginning was, yeah, he was saying something that he was making some good points, but then he was also talking about, things that were offending people. And so it's like, do you throw the baby out with the bathwater? And so my thing is like, yeah, you can go ahead. Hey, Sean, what's going on? Thanks for joining. We appreciate you. It's one thing to cut. So my conflict in all of this is like, yeah, do we throw the baby out with the bathwater? Yeah, he was saying some good points or whatever. But my thing is, it's like, hey, mother, what's going on, mother? Yeah, just talk about you. But I guess my issue overall with the whole thing is I don't feel like supporting someone that doesn't see me. And what I mean by that is even though he was targeting white privilege and white LGBTQIA, when we have conversations, oftentimes when we have conversations about issues that are going on with, white privilege and stuff like that, issues that are going on with the white privilege even within the LGBTQIA community, there is an overlooking of Black and minority LGBTQI community. And so that's what bothers me. There's never a conversation. Well, I wasn't talking about the Black LGBTQI community. I was talking about the white trans people, the white gay people, the white lesbians. But when you say the overall LGBTQI community, you're ignoring this point. You're ignoring us, and this goes. Yeah, bro.
No, but the gag is even they ignore us. They don't even acknowledge us, really, unless they want to get on the app and ask us some BBC.
Well, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about like people like Dave Chappelle, people like Dr. Umar, people like.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think they should be put in the same category. Umar Johnson, like Dave Chappelle said what he said. He's talking about white supremacy. Umar Johnson is a man who, whenever the school is built, has said you cannot be LGBTQ and teach in his school. That's about that hates LGBTQ people. He thinks that LGBTQ people have a mental disorder. They have mental illness.
Right, but my thing is that, and this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, like, if you are going to ignore my existence, that to me is just as bad as hating me.
Right, but I don't think they was ignoring their existence. I just think he was just acknowledging them. He was pointing out the bad in them and saying how they have it easier, which white and gay, because they're white first. I mean. That's how I saw
okay, so I agree with what you're saying, but let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. If I, as a Black man, and John Doe as a white person are saying the exact same thing about our community, so if I say straight Black men, if I say cisgender Black men have issues or whatever the issue is, they don't support Black women. They're if I say it on my TikTok and then John Doe says the same exact thing, are you going to feel comfortable with John Doe saying that or rather than me? Because it's my own people.
Okay.
So
I'll give you that. No.
So then
John
so then my
out.
exactly, John Doe would get cussed out. So then my same thing goes to what Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is a straight cisgendered black man, and so you don't come from our experience. You don't come from the black LGBTQ experience. And when the black LGBTQIA community is telling you, hey Dave, you're saying something that is really offensive to us, especially black trans women, when they're saying that was really offensive, or we don't feel comfortable with what you're saying, it includes us too, we don't feel comfortable, and then you say, well, I don't give a damn.
He didn't say that.
but your actions are saying that. You're not coming to the table when black LGBTQI leaders are asking you to come to talk about it. When you're doubling down on what you're saying, even though you have more than enough money to have publicists that go out there and write you something that could have smoothed all this out, but you benefit off of the controversy, and that's my issue. Is that you didn't care enough? The pockets, the money, the contract that you have with Netflix, the contracts or the funds that you're getting from all of these different people were more important than your own community telling you, "Hey, there's an issue with this."
But see what I'm saying. But this is my thing. I'm trying to figure out the issue that the black LGBTQ people had, because his main focus was on white privilege. He just and I'm the white LGBTQ people do have it easier than black. When I lived in LA, I experienced racism in in West Hollywood.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah.
Right. Right. So what he's pointing that out is the white privilege. I was like, why are we offended? Because he's telling the truth about that.
Because but my issue is that if it was a white person talking with the black community, whether the issues are true, you're not a part of our community. So why are you talking about us like that?
But he really wasn't talking about our community. He was talking about the white.
But we are a subsection of the overall LGBTQIA community.
Oh, okay.
So when you that's my overall point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you're saying, and I'm not saying that all of what he said was wrong, and I'm not saying all of what he said was right. What I'm saying is that it's the lack of acknowledgement. It's the lack of understanding that when there's conversations about the LGBTQIA community, we are often overlooked. We are often not talked about. We are often not associated with certain things. And this goes not only with, attacks against the LGBTQIA. This goes with advertisements. This goes with community resources. There are community resources that get, like, for example, when PrEP came out, PrEP was pushed to the white gay community first.
Absolutely.
Nobody was talking about it to the black women, to black cisgendered women who are most affected by HIV infection rates. Nobody was talking about it to black gay men. Nobody. When I didn't even know about PrEP prior to me joining Healthy Him several years back. With Dante Morrison.
Well, my doctor in LA at the shout out to APLA.
Shout out.
Yeah, my doctor then had told me about it. I was like, "What's that?"
Yeah, and I like what Isaiah Witcher said. Welcome, Isaiah. I don't think I've seen you before on here. Black women barely support gay men. It is the reason so many stay DL, and that's a different conversation. And I completely agree with you. I do think that there is let me not say completely.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I do think that there is a stigma with black women and how they look at gay men, especially religious ones.
And I mean, but that's a totally different show.
Exactly, and we need to have
that. Chicago Boys Town is out. Well, this is true. Chicago Boys Town. Chicago Boys Town is worse than Los Angeles, West Hollywood.
Netflix didn't even make any money off half of them. I mean, that's a Netflix issue. I mean, that's not really my business.
I think Tyson is saying that because he don't like Dave Chappelle.
well, I personally, I'm not a big fan of Dave Chappelle either. You know, what I'm saying?
I wasn't either, but after I started watching him, I said, okay, I listened to what he said. He's a little Dave Chappelle's like an old school comedian. He's risque. Now,
But you know what, Kyrie? You know what I like about you. Even though I don't agree with you sometimes, you like to go against the grain because you were a big Dr. Umar fan before, and we got into a couple of times.
Like I said, it's some people I can hear what you say, and if you're speaking truth on some issues, yeah, like some shit that Candace Owens says I don't agree with. Some I do now.
So Kyrie's no longer a part of the show. He just said Candace Owens. We don't support her here. So thanks so much for joining.
About 45% of what she said, or 30% of what she says, is on point. Now the rest of it, now the other 40%, girl, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely got to do a show. Isaiah says they okay with us doing their hair, but they don't want us. Ooh,
they don't want any gays. That's true, but that's just not black women because
that's not
because everybody loves Cher, and when Chastity came out before she transitioned, but when she came out as lesbian, woo baby, Cher had a fit, but did nobody cancel? But didn't nobody cancel her though?
No.
Well, cancel culture wasn't in effect then.
Yeah, no. And that was the norm back then. Was the but that's going to be a topic coming up soon because I do want to have a conversation on that.
Okay. I still don't understand it. Like he said, as I said, forget Dave Chappelle. I was just trying to get why are black people mad at Dave Chappelle?
Hey, Prince James. And I like what Mother said. Mother says he's a great comedian, but he's very problematic. And that's my issue. The same thing goes with the whole the Kanye situation. And I want to talk about Kyrie Irving real quick, but in a few minutes. But the same thing with Kanye is that I think he's a great rapper. You know what I'm saying? I think
great is a strong word, but okay.
You are so shady to Swarty. You are so shady. But that's fine. That's whatever. That's your opinion.
Right.
I cannot deal with you today. but no, the bottom line is that I think he's a great rapper, and a strong rapper, if you will. He's very talented. Okay. He's very talented. But over the years, he has become extremely problematic. You know what I'm saying? Extremely problematic. And I think that's my issue. It's like we look at people like R. Kelly, we look at people like Kanye, we look at people like all of these different people that have been great and talented at what they do, but then we take that and we overlook the problematic behavior that they have. This is the same thing that happened with Dr. Umar in the beginning. Like he rose to power real quickly because he was saying cool stuff and he was saying some really educated stuff and he was saying some really powerful stuff that were like it was red meat to the fans. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is he was still problematic in how he was going about things. And so my concern is like, do we continue to look at these people and put them on a pedestal even and ignore all of the wrong? Because you know what it reminds me of? It's very triggering to me because it reminds me of like, ooh, even though we're gonna keep all of this in the house, what happens in the house stays in the house, because even though Uncle Ray Ray was touching Keisha or Paul, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go ahead and ignore it because Uncle Ray Ray is rich,
right? And we're still gonna invite Uncle Ray Ray to Thanksgiving dinner.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we do that.
And that's my issue. That's how I feel like, when it comes to Kanye and what was it?
Umar.
Little Umar and little Bow Wow.
I can't put Umar in that boat because Umar is like, the word Taisha is problematic. That's Umar for me because what he does that I don't like, you exclude black gay people from the black community. And this is why I always tell us, no, we are still a part of the black community. Because even though we'll say, we'll separate ourselves. I don't. We're all one.
Yeah.
No matter what anyone says, we are all one community.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm saying that I don't see why people are upset at Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was speaking on white privilege and how the white people treat us. But I don't think people got it. But I think people heard trigger words like, because he used the word trans. And because like some of the comments in Thais section, I asked the question, I said, did you all watch what he said, or did you all just go off the highlights?
I watched it. I watched.
I don't think everyone did. I think some people watched the highlights and are like,
I agree.
okay.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And my thing is this. Overall, whether you think he's funny or not, whether you think he's talented or not, whether you think he should be on SNL or not, I'm not knocking all of that.
Well, I don't care about SNL.
Whatever. But my thing is that if I go around and I'm having let's say I'm having a conversation, we're all in a room and I'm having a conversation with Thais, and I say something that offends you, Kyrie, and you say, hey, that really hurt my feelings, or that offended me, and I'm like, anyway, so blah 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 blah, and I ignore the fact that you were hurt. Whether let's say somebody else was, let's say Dante was in the room too, and he wasn't offended, but you were offended by what I said, and I'm ignoring you, and you're saying, hey, Kwame, that offended me. Now you either gonna apologize or we can go outside. You know what I'm saying? So but at the end of the day, if I continue to have a conversation with Thais and a conversation with Dante, and I'm ignoring you, to me that is ignoring everybody in that room. Is black. It's a part of the same community, right? And so for me, I'm ignoring a piece of that community. And to me, all you had to do was just say, "I'm sorry, girl."
But you know what? It's me. It's me. I know it's me. Because how I look at it, because of things that I've dealt with, I don't mind us being a separate entity. They can be the white LGBTQ, we can be the black LGBTQ. I like being separate. That's me. I don't want to be included. And that, thank you, Spirit. That's it just hit me. That's why it is. Because I don't mind being separate. That's why I'm not offended. So, but I've never said anyone else should not feel offended. I'm just not. That's just me. I like
and that's all fine and dandy, Kyrie. That's not what I'm saying. And I hope you don't think that I'm attacking you, because I'm not. Because I think you're entitled to feel how you're feeling, and just like those that were offended are entitled to feel how they feel. Right. My personal issue with Dave Chappelle is the fact that in your bout and in your campaign to talk about white privilege, to talk about the issues that are going on within the quote unquote white LGBTQI community, you have offended other people. You have offended a subsection and a subculture within the culture and the community of the LGBTQIA community. Good morning, Keith. How you doing?
And I that's it. Okay,
but the bottom line is that, like, you didn't apologize for that. You didn't, and you're continuously like standing 10 toes down and just say, I'm talking about white privilege. I'm talking about this.
But if you listen to it, he was about white.
No, but that's no. Hold on, bro. This is my problem, and this is my problem with Dave Chappelle. He likes to talk underhanded and crap, and I get it. That's part of his judge, right? He likes to make sure. Oh well, I'm an intellectual, so you don't understand my intellectual self. You don't need to be having a conversation with. That's fine, girl. So have your shtick, have your thing. But at the end of the day, when people are in public telling you, "Hey, girl, you offended us," you need to be able to say, "Hey, I'm saying this and this. This is what the clarity of what's going on." Because when you say I don't care, or you give the impression that I don't care what y'all got to say, I'm going to continue to double down on what I'm saying, then you are letting us know that you don't care about supporting us. And I'm not talking about the white gays. I'm not talking about the white lesbians. I'm not talking about all of the other, white LGBTQIA plus, community. I'm talking about a subsection, because I'm speaking from my background. I'm a black gay man. Okay, right. And there was black trans women that were offended. There were black LGBTQIA that were offended. And when we often talk about things, we are always overlooked. Even when we're talking about the Black Lives Matter movement, who was already started by queer black women. So it's like when we have these conversations, we are never talked about. We are never acknowledged. We are never. And when we are acknowledged, we're at the back end of the conversation.
Right.
It's like
he could have said, I didn't mean to offend you all. I wasn't trying to offend you all. Okay, he could have said that. I give you that.
And that's all. And had he done that, had he said, "Hey guys, just so you guys know that I'm talking about this particular thing," because if you don't make your mission clear,
But maybe he was thinking like me because for me it was clear what he said. Like it was clear. For me, I said for me. When I watched it, it was, and I said I watched it 3 times to make sure. I'm like, I was trying to catch the offense. I said, you know what? This is really about white. He's really talking about being in white spaces. And I said I wasn't fitting. I ain't telling nobody else how to feel. Yeah. Because like I said, some people. Now the truth of the matter is, some people they just hear the word. If somebody straight says LGBTQ, oh my God, you're homophobic. If you tell a trans woman, girl, them shoes don't look right with that dress. Oh my God, you're homophobic. Are you transphobic? So it's like trigger words.
I don't.
But why do you need to apologize for your opinion? Now, Prince James,
hold on, let me see. But why do you need to
apologize for your opinion?
No,
but it really wasn't an opinion. It was what he said was.
All right, that's fine.
I'll say this: if you have done business,
that's fine
with them. They will let you know.
So since we're not apologizing for opinions, and that's fine, you're right. Everybody's entitled to opinion, but you have to also understand that an opinion coming from
a straight man.
No, an opinion coming from Kyrie Sinaj is very different. Opinion coming from Will Smith. There are different platforms. You know what I'm saying? And so when you decide that you're going to be on a platform, you make a decision to be responsible, that you have a responsibility to that platform. So what you say as an influencer matters. Okay?
Right.
Exactly, mother. When your opinion is toxic, yes, you should apologize for what you're saying.
But it really wasn't opinion. It was facts. White. What?
But that's not what he said.
Maybe y'all have never been out. That's not what he said. Have never been out in West Hollywood.
But bro, he did not say I'm talking to white LGBTQIA. He said LGBTQIA. Yes, that's everybody. So if I come on here and I say straight people are like this, that's Mexican straights. That's Puerto Rican straights. That's black straights. Huh?
Well, once he got into what he was saying. I guess maybe he could have been clearer. It was clear to me, but okay, I understand.
But that's the thing. Colloquialisms when it comes to our community is very different.
It is.
He has a massive audience.
I think differently because, like I said, I understand. We want to feel included in everything, but they don't even want to include us in it. So that's what I don't mind being separate. My whole attitude is
you're missing my point, bro.
No, I get it. No.
Because at the end of the day, it is totally because you can't have a conversation like this is the whole thing that happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock. Everybody was talking about, well, he did that in white, all that stuff, in front of white people and blah blah.
When they said that, I was so disgusted.
That was really disgusting, honestly. Because I'm not here to cape for no white person at the end of the day.
Right.
Okay.
Not at all.
Shout out to like I said, being and I want to make this clear: being pro-black does not mean anti-white. Okay, just FYI. But at the end of the day, if I'm saying something on a platform and it's a big platform, because there are comedians that are specifically empowered by black people, just black people.
Yeah.
Then you have comedians like Dave Chappelle, like what's the short guy? The short one. Oh my God.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. That are mega stars. Okay. They have a huge platform. So when you have conversations and you're talking about colloquialisms that refer to us in front of all of them, but they're not gonna they don't see, because remember, white people don't see other things. They say, oh, they're talking about us,
right?
So you know what I'm saying? So when he says something, he's having a conversation and saying something toxic, and he's specifically targeting white people. But however, he's not. It includes us too. You can't do that.
But you know what? But I forgot. And now today's time, everybody is super sensitive. Everybody's so butter soft because comedy was always comedy. Like George Carlin would say stuff.
No,
I mean he would say, yes, it is. We are so super sensitive now. You can't say anything. And like I said on TikTok, some of y'all get on here and y'all talk more shit than a laxative. But in the reality, you're soft as room temperature butter. You can dish up, but you can't take it.
Now listen. That I will agree with you on, but I will say this: when you say something toxic, you better stand 10 toes down on it, because and that's fine, because Dave Chappelle chose to stand 10 toes down on it, and now
but I also think in this right here, this is just my opinion, and I would say I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I think black gay people are choosing to be offended, because what he said was not offensive to black people. He wasn't even talking to black people. And I need people to.
He didn't make that clear.
I need people to get better comprehension skills.
No.
Yes.
No. You need to clarify what you're saying.
Okay.
Because I'm very clear about what I'm saying, who I'm talking to, and when I'm talking to, and why I'm talking to.
But like I said, I totally understood what he was saying. Exactly, Prince James. Toxic to who?
Child. Yeah. Okay. That's fine, girl. That's fine.
Okay.
We gonna just agree to disagree.
We are on this. We are. Just like me and Thais did yesterday. We are.
Oh wait, hold up.
What?
Mother, you just messaged me. Is you talking about coming up the link to here? Oh yes. We're about to have a special guest. Oh no, hold up. We're about to have a special guest, impromptu. Come right on. Come right on. Okay. Yes. Come right on, mother.
I don't know how Thais feels. Thais let it all out yesterday.
Yes, I am here for it. But while mother's coming on, I just want to make sure that I get this last thing in, and we're gonna go right back to this topic. But today, I'm gonna go see Black Panther 2. So Wakanda Forever. So make sure you guys support this movie this weekend. Go watch it. So I'm super excited to go see it today. But definitely go watch it. I know that some people have issues. Some people have issues with the, with T'Challa not being on it, whatever.
What do they want?
Listen. Well, no. Chadwick Boseman has passed away. T'Challa, the character, has not. And so we've talked about that on The Unusual Mavericks. Just Dominic and I talked about it on The Unusual Mavericks. Definitely check that out on last week's episode. We also mentioned it this week on our episode 2. So definitely check that out. But yes, I definitely when Mother gets on here, this is gonna be a good conversation.
To affirm your intent to know be offensive, but you have a right to an unpopular opinion. Okay. Just bring Thais on, Jal. All that typing.
So
that's Prince James that said it.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special impromptu guest. Mother has joined the green room, and I'm excited to welcome the incomparable. And she looking good in the background. Look at that skin. Yes. Let's welcome the official Thais Reports. Yes. Hey, Mother.
I wish I had time to get dressed like y'all. I'm in bed, honey, watching the news, eating breakfast and stuff. Look. I wish I had time to get proper and get ready and all that good stuff. But listen.
Go ahead.
The thing about there's a historical narrative. And I wouldn't even say narrative. It's history about gay men and trans women, and how gay men just don't advocate for trans women, and it's not even on their peripheral. It's not on their radar to do that. So when trans people are being, marginalized and at the butt of someone's joke like that, it's not even like something where they feel like, okay, I need to go out here and say, this is wrong, because they don't feel like that conversation is specifically about gay people, because they see trans people as other people. They don't see it as a collective. So that's why people will say, well, toxic, how is it toxic? Well, it's toxic because if it's said about trans people, they will say the same thing about gay men, lesbian women, and whatnot. So that's how that goes. But the thing is this, Kwame, I don't give a damn about your bigger point that you're making about some other point
Right.
if you are dissing me while you're making your bigger point.
Exactly.
You know?
Because we can have a conversation about whatever's going on. We can talk about the root issue, which is white privilege and white supremacy. But in the midst of that, on your way to the end, the B section of that conversation, you in the middle of going from point A to point B have disrespected me, and that's my issue. And that is a lack of knowledge on that, or acknowledgement.
And that's what James Baldwin said. We can agree to disagree unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression. Yes. So people don't understand the fact that all I was saying yesterday was it's very low-hanging fruit, no pun intended, to pick out the most vilified, marginalized group in the acronym, the trans community. Like, I understand you're trying to make a point about white privilege, but I often wonder, like, is your point about white privilege kind of like, a pass so you can say what you want to say about trans people? Yes. Like, some people will do that. Like, I'm going to try to make this point seem real clinical and real deep so that I can get my joke in and talk about this without it, seeming crass. Yeah. People do that. Comedians do that. So I don't give a damn about your deeper meaning. If you're saying it's like somebody calling me the N-word and then saying, well, in the context, I was speaking about racism in the South. Girl, you still call me an N-word.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
I'm sorry.
I agree. All that I agree with.
They're not making this. This is not about free speech. It's not about free speech. When do people that's not a part of the offended class get to tell the offended class how and when to be offended? Like, how does that work?
How can you slap me and then tell me how to respond and how to process that feeling of being slapped? That's not fair. And
it's not. It's
the same thing that happened when Kyrie had his debut a show for Candid Conversations, and that guy came on and was talking about how we should respond or how we should feel when you don't even come from our experience. You're not a part of our experience. You don't know what's going on. It's because if the same situation happened where, like I brought up, in terms of a straight cisgendered white man and me talking about black cisgendered men, y'all gonna take it differently because I'm a black man, as opposed to that cisgendered white man who's talking about us. You don't come from our experience.
I guarantee you, if Dave Chappelle was speaking specifically about if it was gay men targeted, the gay men, black and white, I don't even care if the conversation was about white privilege amongst the gay people. If he was speaking specifically about gay black men that way, yeah. I guarantee you that they would not just be saying, well, girl, you need to get bigger skin. Your cream puffs.
But like
you can't take it.
If he was speaking to gay black men, like you just said, it would be different.
All I'm saying is, it's just the human aspect of it. It's you know what, I can take it because I talk about people. I drag people to the gates of hell on the Titans Report.
You do.
And I can take it, and I can take a read, and y'all know I can take a read, and I can dish a read, Yeah. So the thing about it is, I don't have a problem with that. My problem is when people tell you how you should feel about your motherfucking oppression, like. Yes. How you should feel about somebody talking about you like, well, it wasn't that bad. Get over it. What's wrong with you? Yeah. And that's the only part. Like, how does that work?
I was trying to understand the offense because, like I said, when I listened to it, I didn't see it. That's what I said. Help me to see what he said that was so offensive because he wasn't talking to the black gay community.
How do you know that?
Because he was talking about white. He was talking about white.
But did he specifically
and being
say
in
that?
White spaces?
But did he specifically break down what and who he was talking to after the fact when people questioned him?
He did not.
Okay, so then that's my point.
Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm looking at some of the comments.
Okay, I get it.
Now, Vovo says this is the same issue with Kyrie Irving versus the bluish community. Now,
I don't see how, but
so after doing further research and seeing the aftermath of what's going on with Kyrie Irving, I do feel that there is a bit of I think he got caught up in the Kanye wave. That's my personal opinion. I don't think that he, I think he should have just came back out, and this would have been really. This is what I'm talking about. This is why people need to get publicists. Okay. Shout out to those that are watching that are texting me saying that they're feeling this episode. Appreciate you. You know who you are. But
all
yeah.
right.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not like you, child. you be having all types of trade. So, but my point is that I feel like if we can just acknowledge first, because we asked this of white people too. We asked white people to at least acknowledge the fact that racism or slavery happened, and that we're still feeling the effects of it. And it goes back to what Mother said, about when we're offended. And you tell me after you already stabbed me in the front, in the stomach, and then tell me how to feel as you're pulling it out, and tell me how to process that. That I feel like we need to have a conversation about that, and just acknowledging what's going on. To have a
Here's my question. Because I'm lost when it comes to this issue. I don't see how black people were offended by what Kyrie said, because one thing, he didn't say anything. He put a tweet up and said, watch this. It was a movie. Watch this. And if you watch that documentary, it's really it's showing black people who we really are. And that's what they're afraid of. We ever find out who we really are, we'll wake up. Like Tyson was speaking yesterday about the socioeconomic system. If we find out who we really are, we can fix that.
My thing is, here's my thing about that. I'm saying,
tell the truth. Now that's what they're afraid of. But here's the thing: when it comes to Kyrie Irving, Kyrie Irving's trouble started when he told them people to F that shot, when he wouldn't take the vaccine. That's when it all started.
That's an interesting correlation, but I'm just saying this.
Interesting.
That's an interesting correlation about the anti-vax thing. Okay, my thing is this, girl. You are in bed with Jews, right? That's how you get your money. And then you post a link to something that however they feel about it. That's what I'm just saying about trans people. However they feel, they have a right to feel how they feel.
Guys, watch it. There was no need for them to be offended. They're offended because they're afraid.
Listen to what I'm saying. I understand from what they say about the documentary. People say the documentary is not really anti-Semitic on his head. There are some things, there are some dog whistles, from what I understand, in there that can be misconstrued, and they're going to use those dog whistles to the 10th power.
They will. That's how.
But if you're in bed with these people,
I'll tell you what it is. Is the whole thing is showing who are the real Jews are. That's what it is.
I already know that. What I'm saying is that, girl, if you're in bed with these people, if you're working with these people, and then they are offended by what you are saying, you're making millions of dollars from these people. Why are people upset with us when we're not out here? I'm not going to be out here capping for Kyrie Irving, and he's in bed with these people, did something to piss them off, and now they're buck breaking him. Where do I come in at that? Right. Why don't you, instead of providing a link to a damn documentary, supply some damn money and open up some damn schools for black boys? Why don't you do that?
I know that's right.
Nobody care about no damn link.
But the movie was, here's the thing, the movie is showing black people who they really are. If we would get some type of knowledge and accept it, that was one thing. He was supposed to
Kyrie, y'all all keep saying the same thing, Kyrie. Yes. The point, we understand about the bluish community, Kyrie, and how they operate. And I've been saying it for 4 weeks now. We understand the bluish community. We get how they get down.
But how? Well, when are we gonna wake up and
All,
change?
once we establish that, everybody knows how they get down. What do y'all want us to do about that? Like, what are we
Right.
gonna do about it? People that don't have no damn money.
Right, because you
We
went
need,
over
we
there.
need to wake up.
But
We need to
Kyrie, the issue is not whether or not we understand what's going on, because we know what's going on. We've been knowing what's going on for decades. We're not dumb.
What are we doing about it?
But what do you want us to do? You went over there, girl. Kyrie Irving went over there. That's like with Kanye when he went.
I don't have access. I don't have access to billions of dollars.
Right, and the same thing happened with Kanye West when he went over there to them damn on right wingers. You went over there, girl. That ain't our problem.
But Donda's son was sitting there spewing anti-blackness, and then want to turn around.
But my thing is that you went over there knowing how everything is structured. You're knowing how all of these things are, and now you're saying that you went over there, got money from them, got supported from them, and now you're saying all of the things that's like saying, okay, I'm gonna go. I know that this system is broken, and I know that this system is structured by white supremacy. So now I'm gonna go join the KKK, right? And then complain about it while I'm being supported inside of the KKK. That doesn't make any sense.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know what they want. It's like they're mad.
But before you go on, I want to make this very clear. I am not equating the bluish community or the Jewish community to the KKK. I am just making a point.
No,
you know how people are. I want to make it very clear that I'm not talking about that. I have a lot of friends in the Jewish community. I support the Jewish community. My point is that how the media and all of the audiences turned on Kyrie Irving. That's what we're talking about. So the Thais report, Kyrie, Sinaj, and Kwame Corbett are not anti-Semitic. Pyro Media Network and Pyro Media Enterprises does not support any type of anti-Semitic rhetoric. So I want to make sure that that's clear. Go ahead, mother.
And the words of flowing from the Jeffersons, I don't even know them people. Okay. At the end of the, I don't even know these damn bluish people. All I know is this, y'all. All I know is this. I seen Minister Farrakhan, his little address, not little address, I don't want to diminish, his address about Kanye and Kyrie. And it seemed like everybody is forgetting how convoluted and all over the place Kanye is, and they're throwing him together with Kyrie like a match set, right? And in so many ways, Kyrie and Kanye this situation is kind of different in so many ways.
It is. Very.
There are similarities, but I will give Kyrie this. He has been, whether it's the vaccine or whether it's this documentary, he has been laser focused on talking about the betterment of his people and black people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kanye West, it depends on what audience he's at that night. White Lives Matter one night, slavery's a choice one night. It depends on where he's at. So I think Kanye West is a victim of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. I really do. And Kyrie, he just didn't understand the weight of doing things without really thinking and talking. That's why I say it's always good to have a good friend or a good Judy or somebody. I'll call Kwame and run something by Kwame in the inbox. Yeah. Brother, does this make sense? Is this okay? You need somebody in your life. Kwame, I'm about to share a link on my YouTube channel. Do you think it's a smart idea? I don't want no trouble. You just can't be sharing stuff, even though the documentary may be the God's truth, and I believe that most of it is, right? 99% of it probably is, maybe even 100%. But you got to understand how the Jewish community don't want to hear that type of truth, and they are going to let your ass have it because they've been paying you all these millions of dollars. You run off the plantation. You running amok.
Well, how dare you teach your people who they really are? But he ain't teaching. He just shared the link. But yeah, they don't want us to know who we are. But I don't understand black people being mad at Kyrie.
I disagree with that, Kyrie. I don't think the issue, because we're not dismissing the fact that there's a knowledge about who we are as a people. The issue is how you navigate these media streets, because I think and that's been a huge controversy and a huge issue with a lot of celebrities, specifically Black celebrities. Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, all of these different people, they go on there and they just talk and they are emotional. When you have more than enough money to listen to your publicist to get a good public
relations, I don't think those two have one.
Say again.
I don't think either one of those two have a publicist, because they just do whatever.
No, they do. Absolutely, they have more than enough money to have a publicist. They have to. If they definitely have one from the label.
Oh well.
But my thing is that but publicists can't be with you 24/7.
True.
So you have to make a choice to reach out to your publicist, to reach out to your team, to reach out to your friend. Like Mother said, hey, I'm about to share this link, or hey, I'm about to, talk about this. What are your thoughts on this? You don't got nothing in your Shondo, your spirit that says, this might be problematic. I would have retweeted the link like, hey, check this out. And but you're not Kyrie Irving.
Right. That's what I'm Kyrie Sinaj, but.
And I'm not dismissing your platform.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Because the same thing.
But my question is that, and I keep asking, why is everybody mad at Kyrie Irving, but nobody is pissed off at Amazon or Jeff Bezos? Bezos, how do you say his name? And he's the one who's showing it.
Kyrie, you know the answer to that.
So we're just gonna excuse it. So what we do?
What do you want us to do? You went over there, girl.
That's not how this white supremacist thing work in America, baby. Jeff Bezos is not being held to the same standards as Kyrie Irving.
Oh, not at all.
They're both rich. But see, that's what Kanye West had to learn, because he loved touting, "I am a billionaire and I have all this money." But they will show you in an instant what you really are to them, and they did publicly.
And let me say something. This is exactly why Beyonce is where she is, because she keeps her mouth shut.
Well, Beyonce has media training, like Raven-Symoné, media training.
Let me tell you something. And that is a complete misconception, because when you're a part of the Kardashian camp, you have media training. They know exactly what they're doing. They know what to say and how to say it. I know for a fact, because Kris Jenner owns a media training organization, so she will make sure that they know exactly what to say. So when you're a part of that, and he knows what to say and what he's saying, and what Kanye West. He knows what he can and cannot say. He chooses not to say whatever he wants to say, regardless.
Well, he's a different bird. I mean, yeah, Donna's son is a different bird. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I guess. But my point is, that these conversations are being had when, and this is one of the reasons why we don't have the wealth that we should have, because we keep going in. Because if you choose to go into that realm, and like I said before, and I've said it before on other Pyro Power Hours, Pyro could have went the route that other networks have gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna I'm not gonna mention them, but there's other networks out there that have went a route where they have millions and millions of dollars being flooded into them, but now they're controlled by those millions and millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. You cannot take that route and get mad at that point about the decisions or get mad by when you say something and they have chosen to control you with that. You have put a leash around your neck.
This is true.
And that's fine. If you want to go that route, go that route. That's fine. But realize that in that route that you go, there are consequences and repercussions for that.
That's true. Now, Isaiah said ADL has Faircon and NOI on their Hey Google list, which they do, and they always have. But because they can't touch him, so they'll touch other people, which is the reason why Arsenio Hall's show ended the way it did the first time. Because they told him,
and I believe the second time too. Yeah, I really do. A lot of people don't. I really do, because Arsenio Hall. That's the second time. There was nothing wrong with that show, and
I don't know. The second time around, I don't know. It didn't grab me. I don't know. Okay. But that first round back in the day, he used to have. I mean, that show was awesome. But what they told, and then just like Kyrie. Well, no, Kyrie ain't really talking no shit. Like Kanye, He got up there talking shit. Well, they told me I can't have him. This is my show. This is my show, baby. And they showed you, sir. It's not it's just your name. Your name is on the marquee. That's it. Hey, Sean.
Okay, each of them, Prince James says each of them is entitled to their opinion, their intent, and accountable for
The impact of those opinions.
those opinions. And if people find it toxic, those people can respond the way they want.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. I think I understand what he's saying.
I don't. Can you elaborate, President?
No, I think I get it, but it's like, then why get mad when we respond by not responding? Like, for example, like, we're not going to go ahead and cape for Kyrie Irving because you went down that route, girl. Like, you went into the other house.
There are people that are actually upset with black folks. Other black folks are upset that we're not out here with signs with Kyrie, supporting Kyrie. Now LeBron, I guess he's feeling the heat, so he comes out today and says that he's released a statement, a positive statement, because LeBron and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Shaq, they've all been on the side of whiteness in this particular situation. Mm-hmm. So now LeBron is brag-tacking, but it's too late. Like, once you don't support somebody from the gate, it looks like you're backpedaling.
Yeah. And now LeBron says that he is, because he got up there and said how I don't support hate from anyone. I'm like, but the man, y'all keep saying this man said some hate. He didn't even say anything. He just tweeted a movie to say, watch this. That's not.
So I want to talk about that, Kyrie, but we got to take a quick break because I'm getting a notification that we need to take a quick break.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hang on real quick. We'll be right back with Mother. Yes. By popular demand. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way in and on the way out. And don't forget to subscribe to Pyro Media Network and find out all of the things and amazing content that is on Pyro Media Network. And shout out to Bullet and Flight Radio, the #1 progressive Christian radio station in the world, and Pyro Media Productions, the people that make us look good. All right. We've paid the bills. I want to address what you said, Kyrie, because what you said and what has been a constant conversation around Kyrie Irving from you and from other people, hoteps and all that jazz. Like, one of the things that they keep saying is that, well, he was helping people learn about who they are. He just retweeted a link, and that's fine. But remember, you are held accountable to everything that you support, everything that you share, retweet, because you are now on a different platform. You've become an influencer.
Right.
So for example, when Trump was retweeting things or whatever, even though he didn't say that his Olivia Popes out there were saying, well, he's not saying, he didn't say it himself. You retweeted it, so you're showing interest and or support for that particular thing. So the problem is that even though there was he didn't say it himself, even though there was a lot of other stuff in that video or in that link that was not problematic, there were other things in there that was. And so you have to be careful about what you represent or what you're showing and retweeting and what you're representing for yourself, because you are now putting it onto your platform and now it becomes a part of your brand. And that's my issue.
Okay, no, what was problematic? And you said some things were problematic. What was problematic?
We're gonna constantly go into circle, Kyrie.
No, you said what he tweeted was problematic, and I'm like, well yeah, it's probably.
Okay, can I say this? Because I'm watching CNN as I'm talking to y'all, and it's ironic that Kwame brought up Donald Trump. So all of these white supremacists that he backed have lost their races, right? All of these girls except one. And he was known as the kingmaker.
Oh, yeah.
If he got on your side, so now they asking a question. Everybody asking a question. Kwame, is MAGA dead? No, MAGA's not dead because MAGA is white supremacy.
That part.
I think that they don't have a viable path forward because you, like Kwame is saying, you have to be responsible for the stuff you put out, and that stuff doesn't have long-term legs. And the political world, just putting out anything you want to put out, making all these conspiracies and that stuff, you can't run with that for the rest of your life. People are gonna, the moderates, the people that are in between, after a while they're gonna say, wait a minute, there's not a donut shop up the street that's selling kids out the back door. Like after a while, it's gonna run out of steam. And I don't think MAGA is dead, but I do think is on its last legs as far as being viable in a political and this new political world landscape that we're in.
Yeah.
You have to be careful of what you put out, is my point.
Now I think it's funny how Isaiah put up he ain't Colin Kaepernick. He's not. But I think black people see them as they both did. Like when Colin did what he did. Oh my God, why is he doing that? Black people see it as messing up your bag. Kyrie's thing is he is all about his people. So that's what he's pushing. He's about, and he said that. He came out that he's about bettering his people.
I mean, are you getting paid by Kyrie Irving, girl? Because you, I guess.
Baby, mama is a spokesperson, honey.
Okay, the president of the fan club, honey.
No, because I love people who want to better our community. I love that. Okay. And that's what he's about. Hey guys,
by providing a link.
Okay, Thais, the link. If you watch it, it's teaching, it's giving knowledge.
I understand it. I totally listen. I am a student of history. I totally understand white supremacy.
Right.
All of these things that come along with white supremacy.
Exactly.
But I think you could do a lot more with some cash poured into your community. That's just my opinion.
Okay, right. But now here's the thing, because I mentioned how you said it yesterday. If you teach someone how to fish versus giving them the fish, it will be better. If we learn who we are, we can fix the socio-economic system as you was talking about.
So why not open up schools? Why not open up
That's my point. Just open up an academy. The academy that Dr. Umar never opened up. Just open up an academy. The one Dr. Umar never opened up. The one that Kanye West is charging $15,000. Kyrie Irving, just open up an academy, honey.
Oh my God.
But
oh God.
I'm just saying.
You cutting up this morning, but that's what I'm saying.
And I like that, and I like that idea. I love that. But will they? But you know.
Well, since you're the president of the Kyrie Irving fan club, can you drop that note over to her? Because that's what we're saying.
Because you have to go through a lot of red tape for all stuff like that.
Well,
LeBron,
you're gonna go through red tape, saying some problematic stuff on your Twitter and your IG. So why not just go through the same shot?
But and I really hope he does. I really hope he does open up a school. I really hope he does. Because I think his school will really be geared towards his people. Unlike
now, I want to make it clear that I don't dislike Kyrie Irving. I think he's a great player. I think that some of the things that he says is great. But at the end of the day, it goes back to what I said about Dave Chappelle. If you say something wrong or disrespectful, just apologize for it so we can move on.
But because now you're going through. They're showing what they can and will do to us. Exactly. Kyrie right now is a pawn. And they're showing like this is what you would do. Like Nick Cannon was. Nick Cannon bowed down and kissed the ring. Donaldson has bowed down and kissed the ring, which is like him and Kyrie are not one and the same. Kyrie got
Kwame,
that one down.
Am I in the Twilight Zone? Like, am I in the Twilight Zone?
Because
You
that's
work,
not
wait, Kwame, you work for Jewish people,
right.
okay? You work with Jewish people, and then you put out something that they can label as anti-Semitic, and then we're all supposed to rally around you because you put out something that could be labeled anti-Semitic by the Jewish people that you
Right.
work for. Girl, I can't. I'm sorry.
I'm very confused. This is confusion. It's
I'm
confusion.
sorry. I
I'm not
can't do it.
confused. I'm not confused because I agree with Prince James. Everyone has the right to their opinion, but all he did was provide a link.
I gotta take a line. I gotta take a line from Smokey from Friday. How you get fired on your day off, Craig? Girl,
It's so confused. I'm so confused.
I'm sorry. I can't do this.
Because I don't understand. I don't understand. Like Kyrie, you go, and you. Let's say no. I'm not going to use that because you may be. Let's say there's a John Doe is white. He says he's an ally, and he comes over to Pyro Media Network and says, "Hey, I want to go ahead and I want to support the black people, and I'm here to make sure that you guys are doing what you got. Oh, black power!" And so he's over here coming in here. He's coming to our space, and then he says, "You're a me." You're getting fired, girl. You're getting fired.
And
You're not going to come over and try.
I want to have some words with him, but
my point is that you went into that space, and now you're expecting.
He didn't say now. Donna's son said a whole lot. Kyrie didn't say anything. That's what I don't. That's why I'm confused.
But my point is that he retweeted or reposted that link.
A link for a movie.
During a time when during a time that there's a whole bunch of anti-Semitic rhetoric going on right now. You chose to do that, and you took a risk. So now you have to go ahead and take the consequences, girl.
Well, he doing it, but clearly he don't care about the consequences. It ain't moving him.
Well, then, what you want me to do about it, girl? What you want me to do?
They want us to be upset. They want us to be out here.
Well,
they want us to cap.
I'm not upset, but I do stand for my people because I just do.
But that don't mean the people that are not out here, being vocal don't stand.
I don't see people make Facebook posts. Y'all out here listening to Kyrie Irving. He doing this. I'm like, what?
But that's the same thing that Kevin Samuels. That was the same thing that people were saying about Kevin Samuels. My issue is that you went
two
into
different things.
It's not, because at the end of the day,
because Kevin Samuels was being problematic in a lot of areas.
Okay, all right. Okay, girl. So Kyrie Irving wasn't being problematic? Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like my issue is that I'm not attacking the man himself. Like, I don't know him, number one. I'm not a big sports fan. I'm sure he's a great ball player. Like, good for you, girl. Praise God. You could shoot the hoops. But my problem is that you are saying things that are problematic. Dave Chappelle's saying things that are problematic. You're a great comedian, girl. Do you? Get on that stage. Kanye West is saying problematic things. Girl, I
think comparing Donna's son to both of them is comparing oranges and onions.
Listen, you can't say that, because at the end of the day, you were saying that Thais just doesn't like Dave Chappelle. The point is that something was said that offended somebody. Now you got to deal with the consequences, girl.
Okay.
And what you want us to do about it? We got enough going on as it is.
If you basically are offending a class of people, and then you go into their space, you go into Saturday Night Live where they do the Saturday Night Live show, people have a right to feel how they feel if they were offended by it.
They do.
Right,
this is what I want.
Because I guarantee you, I promise you, if David Duke or a white supremacist would go down to Morehouse and just, be a speaker or something, people would be offended by that.
And they should.
I'm just saying.
This is what I want. This is what I period. This is me. I want us as black people to get on code like they're on code. We will jump ship and divide to either be on their side or be on whatever side. But I want us to be on code like them. You can't say anything about that community. You can't even mention that community without them jumping on you together. We are not like that. That's what I want us to be. That's where I am with. I want.
Well, we're too polarized between
yeah
between gays and straights in the black community.
And
so you're not gonna have a lot of advocacy. You're not gonna have a lot of advocacy for trans people coming from the straight community. So it's not.
But you know what? But see, and speaking of that, we gays tend to do the exact same thing. Now, gay people will shout, "I want acceptance, love me," but then it will discriminate against somebody because they're straight. Something that I learned. I was like, that was very disturbing to me. I'm like, how can we do that?
Wait, what do you mean discriminate against
straight people?
Yeah,
because they won't. I don't know. Okay, for I just example. So if someone goes to apply for a job,
okay,
and the job is owned and operated by homosexual people, okay, but the guy applying for the job is heterosexual, you would dismiss his application because he's heterosexual, even though he has every qualification listed and has proven to work with homosexuals before and be successful with it. You won't hire him because he's heterosexual. That's discrimination. And that's
how do you know he's heterosexual?
Well, if he ain't, he lied. I'm just saying. I mean, he tells you if you ask him.
But what? But that's not a conversation. That's not a question that should be coming up.
Orientation is not on the application.
That's an HR violation.
Well, it is what it is. But I'm just saying, people have been discriminated against for being heterosexual by homosexuals. We do the same thing.
Kyrie. The thing.
I would say we do the same thing.
Kyrie. The thing is that the power structure doesn't lean for us to discriminate against straight folks. It doesn't.
Well, it does.
Like black people. That's why people say black folks are racist. We can't be. We don't even have that type of power to wield that type of power to be racist. We can have hatred in our hearts, just like a white person can have hatred in their hearts. But racism leads to systematic oppression. That's what racism lends to, and we don't have control over those structures, those power structures.
Right? No, appreciate. He's very much on point. We black people cannot be racist, and I think people confuse the word racist with prejudice. We can be prejudiced all
absolutely,
day long.
but then that same connotation is what got me confused when you were talking about straight people, because that's not a conversation that should be coming up. I can't ask anybody that's interviewing for Pyro if you're straight or gay.
No,
I don't care how you look.
You cannot, but I mean, well, I don't know.
That's an HR violation, and there would be no Pyro Media. There would be no. Prince James says, "I was with you, Kyrie, up until that."
I think Kyrie didn't work that out fully.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you don't work it out of your.
Yeah, I was a little confused by that, but I love you, bro. You know,
we love you, Kyrie. But I think you didn't walk that one through. You didn't walk heavy in the garden. You know. You have to rework that one for Monday. Just rework it. You can rework it for Monday.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We have spent so much time on it, and we are way past time, and I have to get ready to go to Wakanda Forever because I want to go see that today. Definitely go ahead and shout out. I want to go ahead and thank Mother for giving us a surprise debut.
Impromptu.
Yes, impromptu presence. Your presence is always welcome here.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Yes, and come back again, Mother. Come back.
I will. And so many people, they want us to do something. I don't talk about it, but so many people want me, you, Kyrie, and another person, or just me, you, and Kyrie to do something. So maybe we will in the future.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
You know I'm down for that. But yes, we want to thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. And if you have not watched Thais After Dark last night, it was a time.
Baby, it was a lot.
Last night.
I will venture to say it was arguably one of the best episodes in probably months.
That was one of the best episodes.
And let me tell you something. Titans After Dark is already good. Okay, you don't have to put much on it.
You gonna make me blush.
Yes, but it was phenomenal last night.
Last night was fun.
Yes, last night was a lot of fun. But yeah,
thank y'all.
Check it out, and also check out all the other shows on Pyro Media Network by going to www.pyromedianetwork.com. And don't forget, today is Dance Fridays right here on Bullet in Flight Radio. Go over to bulletinflightradio.com and check out and jam out to a week that you guys made through. So shout out to you guys. We love you guys in the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining. We appreciate you, Pyro Fam, Thai Squad. What do you call your people, Kyrie?
The Kai Club.
The Kai Club. Ooh, I like that. Come on, Kai Club. All right, y'all.
Kai Club. Okay.
Come on, Kai Club. Yes. All right, y'all.
What is your symbol? I got green hearts.
You don't mind the red, black, and green hearts.
Oh, that's a lot of hearts.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a lot of hearts, though, child.
I was thinking candy canes or candy.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. I might.
You got a little piece of candy. You know what I'm saying?
I might change it. That I like that.
Yes,
but I love red, black, and green. Yes. I love the Pan-Africanism.
Throw the candy canes in there, the red, black, and blue, or red, black, and green. Throw the blue hearts in there. Throw the green hearts in there. We love you guys. We will see you guys on Monday. We are all a fam. We will see you guys on Monday. You stay blessed, and we will see you guys on the next one. Peace out, y'all. Bye.